I believe that one of the purest forms of love is giving of oneself to the cause of another. It's something I admire in others and constantly strive towards, whether it's my time, money, rallying and partnering with others around an action that would have meaningful impact in someone else's life. As far as I'm concerned, making a difference for others is the closest that we can get to serving our life's purpose. You've likely heard about some of the more well-known social good campaigns out there, like Lance Armstrong's Live Strong campaign around cancer research, or Michelle Obama and Beyonce's Let's Move campaign to inspire kids to eat better and exercise, or Bonno's Red campaign creating awareness and helping people with HIV and AIDS. And of course, my all-time favorite, the Michael Jackson-inspired We Are the World campaign for famine relief in Africa. All these efforts have mobilized and impacted millions of people around the world. So here's my question to you. Have you ever felt that urge to give back, to pour your heart and soul into something more meaningful than your everyday pursuits? This idea that everyday people like you and I, being instruments of change in our communities and environments, is powerful. That's why when I heard about DoSomething.org, I stopped and listened. What I heard was so compelling, I wanted to learn more. So I visited their very cool headquarters in New York City and had a phenomenal and really inspiring conversation with their Chief Operating Officer, Aria Finger.
My entire life, I had a passion for social change, social justice, making the world a better place. I think I got it from my parents. They were very into those things. And so I always knew I wanted to work at a not-for-profit. I just didn't know which one.
Yeah.
And so just like many other not-for-profit seekers before me, I was looking at idealist.org of all the listings that were out there. And the Do Something job description just jumped out at me. You could tell right from the description that Do Something was a fun place, a place that cared about young people, and most importantly, we didn't just focus on one issue. It is fantastic just to focus on cancer or just to focus on diabetes, but I had very diverse interests, and so I loved that every month Do Something changes its cause. It allows young people to focus on whatever they care about, and so that was very exciting to me. And luckily, that was about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Do Something agreed, and they hired me, and I've been here ever since.
Join the Healthy School Challenge.
And you can win a $1,000 scholarship.
Go to DoSomething.org/healthy schools.
Type for Healthy Schools. It's all about us getting up, getting out, and doing something.
Do Something's whole goal is to get young people off their butts, finding a cause they're passionate about, and then rocking that cause in their communities. So we just want them to figure out that they love the environment, or they care about global poverty, or music education is important to them, and then give them really easy and tangible ways to make a difference right in their own community. We think it's really important that maybe you've never volunteered before. You're a 15-year-old in Kansas, you have no idea what social change is. We want to give you something really easy to start with, and then you're engaged, and then you can ladder up and do more exciting things and spend a week, a month, that can become your passion. But we think that the entry points need to be really easy, really accessible, and also just really fun. If it's not fun, you can't do it with your friends, you're not going to do it.
I'm Nick Cannon, here to talk to you about a very serious issue. Did you know 1 out of 10 young people suffer from a debilitating condition called lazy butt-itis? Researchers at DoSomething.org have found out that when teens are rocking causes in their communities, symptoms of lazy butt-itis disappear. Try it. Go to your local Macy's and scan or text the special code. They'll donate $1 to DoSomething.org, and we'll help you find a cause that you care about.
We've found actually that most teenagers do care. There is something in your everyday life. Maybe there's a park in your community that's dirty and you want to play basketball there, but you can't because it's dirty. Maybe education in your school isn't what you wanted it to be, and so it's not going to help you get to college. So there's a wide variety of interests out there. But once you think about what pisses you off, like what problem is making you angry, you'll find something, and you'll find something you're passionate about. And that's the key. We're not going to tell you what to believe in. You tell us what you believe in, and then we'll help you, do that and fix it.
I love these one-on-ones. I've come away from every single conversation enlightened and fired up. Hearing these remarkable stories of young people making it their priority to do something for social change, there's nothing like it. The fact is, you do not need to have Bonno celebrity status or an Oprah Winfrey platform or be rolling in money like Bill Gates to make a real difference. All you need is the willingness to be used in service to others. So ask yourself, what issue in your community bothers you? What's driving you up the wall, keeping you up at night, irking you, making you feel compelled to do something meaningful? Whatever that problem or area of interest is, view it as your opportunity to play an instrumental role on behalf of others.
About 4 years ago, we looked into the issue of homelessness, because homelessness is something that's very important to teenagers across the country. They can feel it, they can touch it, they can imagine, oh my God, what would it be like to not have a home? So we looked at the statistics, and it turned out that a third of all homeless people in the United States were under the age of 18. So a third of homeless people are children.
How is that possible?
Exactly, and it's a stat that no one knows. And so we thought, okay, we have to do something about this. We called several youth shelters and we asked them, what is the top thing that young people come in and ask for? And you might think, oh, I don't know, a shower or cereal, or well, what do you think? Do you have any idea what?
Well, I probably would have said one of those things, you know, a shower or something to eat.
Exactly. It turns out the thing that they want is a pair of blue jeans. They go to school just like everyone else. They want to fit in. They need a pair of pants. So we thought, okay, this is something we can handle. We called up Aeropostale, the teen retailer, and said to them, let's fix this. So we launched 4 years ago, Teens for Jeans.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lowndes.
And I'm Matt Lancer.
Matt, what's that?
Jeans. I'm collecting for the 4th annual Teens for Jeans. Did you guys know that 1 in 3 homeless people in America are under the age of 18?
And they deserve jeans to stay warm this winter too.
So do something.
Do something.
Join the 4th annual Teens for Jeans.
Bring your gently worn jeans to any Aero store from January 17th to February 13th. And for every pair of jeans you donate, you get 25% off a new pair.
Help us reach our 1 millionth pair of jeans.
Do something about homelessness and let someone know that they're not forgotten.
It's a very simple campaign. For 3 weeks during the month of January, Aeropostale opens their doors as a jeans drop-off location. So you're a teen, you live in California, you go to your local mall, Aeropostale is there saying, give us your jeans, and we paired every single Aeropostale store across the country with a local teen homeless shelter. So that you knew you gave your jeans, and then within 2 weeks they were going to be
worn by someone that
butt of a homeless teen. Exactly. And so it was a great campaign because it was national in scope, but it was also hyper-local, so you could feel like you were benefiting your local community. And it was also great for Do Something because Aeropostale has 1,000 stores. Do Something cannot open 1,000 locations across the country, but Aeropostale gave us that. And our teenagers just responded like crazy. This past year was the 4th year of our campaign, and we collected over 540,000 pairs of jeans.
Wow.
We clothed over a third of all homeless teenagers in America.
That's awesome. And how simple an idea is that would make such incredible impact?
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about something else that I'm sure teenagers are extremely passionate about. I have a 5-year-old. His birthday was just a few days ago, and we gave him an iPod Shuffle as a gift just because he loves music. He loves music. So, I mean, music is that universal language. What are you doing in that space?
Actually, right now, one of our campaigns that we're running is called Battle for the Bands.
Do something to save the music. Hi, I'm Amber Riley. On Glee, we show that music is so much more than entertainment. But for thousands of students across the country, this important subject is in jeopardy. So do something to save the music. Join DoSomething.org and VH1 Save the Music's Battle for the Bands. Text BATTLE to 30644 for a free starter kit while supplies last. Or visit DoSomething.org/battle to get going. Together, our voices will be heard.
Music is so important to young people, and yet we've seen across the country with budget crunches that people have had to cut music programs from schools, and so young people are not happy with that.
Right.
So we launched a Battle for the Bands campaign with VH1, and we're encouraging young people to upload videos, a music video of them in their garage band, their glee club, their school band, their choir, or whatever, and then telling us why music education is important to them. And so now we have this great gallery of all these music videos from young people who are really passionate about this.
Awesome.
They're using Facebook and Twitter and YouTube to get it out to everyone. And then we will take the top videos, we will mash them up, and we're actually going to do a day on the Hill down in DC where we're going to be presenting our findings to Congress and the Senate and telling them teenagers are demanding that you do something about music education. So just sort of giving a voice and a platform to these young people.
That's fantastic, and it also allows for that self-expression, which is really important, that creativity and expression.
We have 3 rules. So no money, which means we never fundraise from our young people. No cars, which means we go where they are. We go to Amostal, we go to the schools, we go to their mobile phones. And then 3 is no adults, which just means we never require an adult. The moment you require a parent, a teacher, a coach, you're saying to that 16-year-old, I don't believe in you. You need to get someone else. And so we say, forget it. Like, you're 14, you can do it. And I think that's really important that we live by those rules, and it helps when we give young people a voice. We'd like to see ourselves as a first responder. So if there's a natural disaster that occurs or something big in the news, we want to respond. 2 years ago, there was the Chris Brown-Rihanna incident where he beat her up severely in his car. And politicians weren't speaking out, not-for-profits weren't really speaking up, celebrities weren't speaking up. And these teenagers, they were angry. They wanted something to do, and no one was giving them a platform.
Right.
So what we did is we looked at the stats and we saw that once again about 30% of young people will be involved in an abusive relationship of some sort.
How do you get that statistical information?
Oh gosh, so much research. We have a great content team that makes sure to partner with expert organizations in each of the fields.
Yeah.
So we certainly cannot be an expert on anything, and that's why John, our content writer, when he's talking about the troops, he'll call IAVA. When he's talking about green, he'll call National Geographic, making sure that we're actually the experts on everything and then translating those stats into teen-friendly language on the web.
So 30% of teenagers are very likely or most likely to be involved in an abusive relationship.
Exactly.
That is just mind-blowing to me.
And so this could be physically abusive, but it could also be verbally abusive, which can be just as damaging.
Yes.
And so we thought, okay, we want to spread awareness, we want young people to be able to do something. And so we launched a campaign called 1 in 3, where we had bracelets, 2 blue, 1 black, that signified that 1/3 of all young people will be involved in an abusive relationship. And then what we did actually is that we got the police detective notes from the Chris Brown-Rihanna incident, and we created a PSA that was a reenactment of that event.
Wow.
It was very staid. It was not, we didn't sensationalize it. We just had two of our high school, college interns actually, went to a Lamborghini dealership in New York City and shot this video reenactment of what was happening. And when you actually see it, it is incredibly powerful.
Yes, I'm sure.
Because the things he was doing was truly terrible. And so we just quietly launched this PSA. We didn't do a press release, we didn't do anything. We put the PSA out there. And at the end we said, if you want to do something, go to dosomething.org/abuse and you can order these bracelets. You can't buy them. Just tell us how you're going to use them in your school or community to make change, and we will send them to you free of charge. So we didn't know what the response was going to be.
No.
But within a few weeks, the PSA had over 500,000 views.
Wow.
And we had orders for over 100,000 bracelets on our website.
And what were teenagers going to do with those bracelets?
Oh, everything. It was, some people said, my sister is involved in an abusive relationship, I'm going to give them to her.
Wow.
Other people said, I will use these bracelets as the centerpiece of an awareness week at my school. We had someone requesting 2,000 because they wanted to give them out as the prom accessory that was coming up and make their prom all about let's be free from dating abuse.
Yeah.
And so we were really blown away by the response. And now we have this group of, tens of thousands of young people who we can go to once a month, talk about dating abuse, hear their suggestions. In the fall, we gave out grants, and it was a really powerful campaign.
I wonder whether Rihanna knows what her personal story did in terms of influencing teenagers too.
It's interesting you say that because it doesn't end there. So a few months later, we heard that Rihanna was a little nervous about being a spokesperson for this campaign.
Yeah.
She had a new album coming out. I believe she was being interviewed by Diane Sawyer and in Glamour. And so we thought, you should never be nervous to be a role model to stand up against dating abuse. So we sent out an email to our list of young people and said, send a note to thank you Rihanna at dosomething.org and tell her, power to the people. Tell her thanks for standing up.
Yeah.
over the weekend, we got 2,000 letters from young people. Some of them were heart-wrenching about their own experiences with dating abuse. And it turned out that that Monday was the Glamour Women of the Year Awards. So our CEO, Nancy, brought a bound book of all those letters to Rihanna and just gave it to her. Didn't say anything, just gave her the book. We didn't hear from her. We, didn't know what had happened. A few weeks later, one of our employees was looking on Wire Image and saw pictures of Rihanna in 2 different airports, 2 different sets of clothing, clutching the notebook. Oh. And we still didn't hear from her. 2 weeks later, we were listening to Ryan Seacrest, and he has a top 40 radio show.
Yes, yes.
And he says to her, Rihanna, what is the best part of your comeback? And she said, the best part of my comeback is this book of letters I got from DoSomething.org. And that just gave me the chills. And it really shows that young people, when they get engaged and are given a way to make a difference, they stand up and do it, and also they can have a real impact.
Absolutely.
And we want to make sure that we're telling them about that amazing impact they're making.
So this is what's so amazing about that story. I mean, you were able to, her story influenced these teenagers to do something, but ultimately there was healing that occurred even for her through how they responded. It's just awesome.
Absolutely.
The power of that type of mobilization.
So you're sitting there right now, wondering about social change, thinking, I'd like to do something right now. Here's the inside scoop, people. It's easy. Simply text "do something" to 30644, and not only are you automatically signed up, you'll receive weekly text messages with suggestions for things that you can do around issues that you genuinely care about. You can also check out DoSomething.org for information on the latest campaigns. You will not believe how simple it is to make a difference for your community and the environment. And if you're outside of the United States and want to get involved somehow, I would encourage you to make time to scope out your immediate sphere of influence. There's got to be a cause that you can delve into. It could be volunteering an hour of your time this week to play with a sick or abandoned baby at the local children's shelter. Or maybe it's painting graffiti off a wall in your neighborhood, or picking up the litter at the playground across the street from your home. I challenge you right now to get up and do something about it.
I think, just being able to give kids a creative outlet, because everyone may not be the bookworm.
Every child needs to have their right brain nurtured and kind of realize that they can create and they can become and they can shape things and mold things.
Before I started touring full-time, I taught art at a Boys and Girls Club.
Everyone may not be the lawyer, the doctor, the mathematician, the scientist, the teacher, the whatever, but you may have a creative spark that is about the arts or about theater or about music, and I think, we got to support that.
It carries over into real life, if you look at a piece of clay and you just see like a ball of clay, then that's all you're going to see in the world. But if you see kind of a situation, you realize you can do something with it and mold it and shape it. I think, it all starts kind of in the art room.
What's up? It's your boy Travis McCoy, and I want you to make art to save art.
Go to makeartsaveart.org to find out how.
Do your thing. Come on now. Do something.
You know what I love about each one of these stories that you're sharing is it's just you're demonstrating how simple it is to make change, to drive and influence change and be a leader.
We want to make sure that you don't have to be Bonno, you don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be a billionaire like Bill Gates. Just every normal person,
everyday human beings,
can do small things that can make a really big difference.
Yes, absolutely. So what's in the future? What are you excited about? What's coming down the pike to do something that the world needs to know about?
The world needs to know. Well, one of the exciting things that's coming up is our Do Something Awards. We honor the best of the best young change makers who are rocking their cause and doing an amazing job. These are the rock stars of social entrepreneurship. And so we will be announcing our 5 Do Something Award nominees on May 23rd. And these 5 young people will each get $10,000, and then they will be vying for the $100,000 grand prize on VH1. So we will have our Do Something Awards televised show on VH1.
The little tiny things that you can do are huge for the environment, for your community. You think it's just a little thing. You think it's just, oh, it's recycling. It's saving the planet. You think it's just going up to somebody that's crying and not feeling good about themselves. That's instilling self-esteem in that person and love and showering them with affection. Little tiny things. You don't have to be as fantastic as the 5 people that Do Something is honoring this today. the small things are just as huge.
Watch the Do Something Awards.
Do something, Glam Squad, do something!
Wow, this is a stylish shoe here.
Give back, make a difference in the world. Thank you to everybody, all the young people, old people too, I guess.
This night is blowing my mind.
We think these should be the next generation of role models.
Yes.
We want young people to grow up, you know, they want to win a Grammy, they want to win an Oscar, they want to do something more. They want to be famous for making the world a better place, and that's what we're trying to do.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my crib. This is my library. What, you don't think I'm a bookworm? I love reading books. Where do you think I get a lot of my rhymes from? Access to books should be universal, but it's not. DoSomething.org and Better World Books are collecting books for the Recovery School District in New Orleans. Text EPIC to 30644 to learn more. Yo, what's a man got to do to get some tea around here? Now this is a book worth donating.
My guests on MukamiTV continue to inspire me to use this platform to raise awareness on issues that really matter to us. So I need you to listen up. This is really important. The drought conditions in the Horn of Africa, coupled with conflict in places like Sudan and Somalia, have affected over 13 million people in the region. The World Food Program has declared an emergency, elevating the crisis to the highest level of action. Currently, the World Food Program and other humanitarian organizations are implementing food operations. They're moving life-saving food and nutritional products by sea, by air, and road with the goal of feeding millions of the most vulnerable in Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, Uganda, and Djibouti. They need our help. Based on the average costs of operations in the region, 50 US cents will feed someone for 1 day. That's less than $1. So here's what I'm doing. Starting today and for at least 1 week, I'm giving up 1 meal a day and donating that money towards this particular cause. I challenge you to consider doing the same. Google drought in East Africa or go to wpf.org/crisis in the Horn of Africa for more information. You can save lives. You can make a difference. Please go and do something today. And keep it locked on MukamiTV, where your stories are inspiring, empowering, and transforming lives.